beer, sports. Join Sean and Brad as they talk about sports and share a beer. From the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. Over to you, boys.
Everybody, what's good with you? Hey, Sean and Brad, Guys Beer Sports, back again. Feels like the first time. Sean's got a lot of product in his hair. Good morning, Sean.
I was trying to look good for you, buds. Trying to look good for you.
You just knew I got a haircut, and so you just were trying to jump into it. I appreciate the effort. Hey, folks, good games this weekend. We're going to get into those. Our friends, Jeremy and Reed, will be jumping in with us in a minute, so we'll have some good conversation. A lot of things to catch up in the world of sports. There's some baseball, there's some hockey, there's some basketball. It's a great time to be alive. Plenty of sports to go through. I personally had an incredible 48 hours this past weekend. I was at the Kraken home opener. Shout out to my friend Jason for getting me in that door. And then Monday Night Football, which was less than stellar. However, I was there with my wife and some good friends. So never a bad time at the stadium. Sean, good morning.
Morning, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, well. Doing well.
I'm really happy. I'm happy to hear you went to the games.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
I saw two losses. There we go. We got that going.
Yeah. But hey, historic, man. First game ever for Seattle Kraken. That's got to count for something.
Yep. It was wild. It definitely was an event. So we got that. So before we get into it too far, we're going to shout out our sponsors. We got Flyers Brewery. Always a great time there. Go see them. We got a bunch of beers on tap, all food menu, all those things. Go watch them, check them out for a game. Our friends at Bodega Brawl, as you can see, always in our thoughts. They got a bunch of new stuff going. They're ready to hit out for the holidays, right? So if you got something you want to, you got a late birthday present you want to get, or you want some Christmas stuff, Bodega Brawl, hit them up, get those things out, get your fight on. It's rock, paper, scissors, but violent. You got to get there.
I'm super happy about that too, especially with all the issues that's happening right now with Christmas orders and shipping and everything, that they managed to get their stuff, their product, in order to get out to you guys. So yeah, order that. Smooth my balls. Hey, I know winter's coming. I know it's it's gonna get cold. You think you're gonna be okay? You aren't.
No.
Respect yourself.
Hey, listen, you're gonna get your flannel jammies out, and you're gonna get a robe, man. When you're fresh and clean in there, just a little more cozier.
Mm-hmm.
Smoothmyballs.com, 50% if you go Guys Beer Sports.
There we go. All right, without further ado, we got some great guests coming on. Both of them they were on the show multiple times now. So
friends of the show is what we like to call them, Sean. Friends of the show.
So let me get them in here right now. Why don't you introduce while I bring them in?
Hey, how about we just cut right there and then we can pick them up.
Sounds great.
Great.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. They're getting jumped in.
Jumped in. Man, Reed is showing up again with a sweater.
I love it.
Reed, what's up, my friend? Guy, I'm happy to see your face today.
Bradley. Ditto. But is Sean taking haircut cues from you to try to distract us from the lack of eyebrow situation? Because I've never seen that much product in his hair before.
That's what I told him. As soon as the screen popped on this morning, I go, holy Wreck-It Ralph. Jesus.
All the dude wanted was some cake, man. He just wanted some cake. I fucking love Wreck-It Ralph.
Me too.
Oh, man.
It's one of the greatest movies ever.
Well, I think we got to adjust it for Sean's ethnicity, so it'd be Wreck-It Raj.
Ooh.
Wreck-It Raj? Oh.
There's some royalty mixed in there.
Yeah. Well, considering that's my middle name too. That's my middle name. That's unbelievable.
Your name is what? Raj? Your real name was Raj?
Rajneesh. Yeah.
Rajneesh. Nice.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Rajneesh. That's even better.
Yeah. New podcast name.
You look like Buzz from Home Alone. Like you're gonna bully Macaulay Culkin or something.
Welcome, Jeremy. Welcome.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Hey,
man. Well, we're getting rolling here. I love it. 4 to a show. It's going to be a great one. I can't wait. I got a
You should buckle up, Sean. You should buckle up.
That's fine, because I have a whole new content since I have 3 of my great American friends here going on today. Again, another How Canadian Are Ya? Hockey edition. Reed, I'm expecting big things from you.
I don't want to win, Sean.
Yeah.
I don't want to win that.
None of us are trying to win this.
That's terrible.
Man. All right. Lots like October sports. I already said this is the best time of year. The best time. Everything is going in full swing. But I wanted to jump somewhere else. It's the big news story right now. It's the big news cycle happening in the world of sports. That is the Kyle Beach story right now with the Chicago Blackhawks and the fallout that's happening. Reed, since you're the closest thing to a Canadian as far as hockey goes with the
Why do you keep
panelists,
saying stuff like that? Come on.
I'm wondering what's your opinion on all this at this moment?
There's something about reading a story like that when it the controversy really broke, and you hear the name John Doe being thrown around, and I always look at myself and like put myself in John Doe's shoes, and it's just like, man, that's got to be a brutal spot, right? Because you're talking about one of the great hockey dynasties in the modern era was that Blackhawks team, right? And something that city really needed was some W's. They were doing it when the Cubbies weren't winning. You know what I mean? Like they didn't really have much else going on. The Bears haven't been relevant in a long time since fucking Butkus. So it's like,
was that right after the Jordan dynasty?
This is years after that,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about 2010, 2010.
Yeah. So it's been a decade and a half since they really and that team was just putting together incredible runs. Even seasons that they knocked my Bruins out there. That was brutal to watch. We should have had another cup, but Chicago came in. And you don't want to be the guy that casts a shadow over that whole period of time, right? That era. And for him to come out and the bravery that it took to come out and talk about that, A, fucking huge. And then B, after that all breaks and you see all the fallout and you see, Quenneville resigning from Florida there with a team that I think might still be undefeated right now, right? The shadow that's cast by this is so long. And for Kyle Beach to come out and say, that was me, that was just like, that's what you want to see in anything like this, where it's somebody that has the bravery to come out and say,
yeah, I mean,
that was me and this is what I went through.
It's a lot like the Kevin Love situation when he came out to talk about mental health, right? There's just that stigma attached to,
Yep.
I would say guys in general, right? And so, Kevin Love came out and talked about his mental health, and that's kind of opened a bunch of doors for other people. And I think this opens a door for other people to talk about something else that's, crazily happens still, right? It happens to a lot of people, unfortunately. And we have a stigma around it. So hopefully this helps get that conversation rolling.
And I gotta tie it back real quick too, is like that whole Me Too movement. A lot of people shit on it. People rode the wave and tried to get their glory out of it, their 15 minutes of fame on it, stuff like that. But at the core, that was such an important movement. And we're still feeling the echoes of that right now. And Kyle Beach is a perfect example of like, hey, if this shit's going on, we're going to talk about it. Whatever scandals that involve this kind of stuff, whether it be the Catholic Church or whatever, it's important for people to come out and talk about it because it does remove that stigma. It makes it easier for people who are victimized going forward.
Yeah, it just shows how much like we think that the NHL, well, you would think, that in any sort of professional environment, as far as sports is concerned, well, the first thing is that, a lot of people are there going, who's going to sexually assault a hockey player? Like this guy is probably going to beat your brains in, right?
6'3", 200 pounds.
Exactly.
Kyle Beach.
But then I had to sit there and think about it, is that this is a coach, right? Not the head coach. He was a video coach, Brad Aldrich. And they have a sense of power. They can hold that over you. And when you're a young guy coming into the league, I mean, I had to think about this a lot, just going, man, like this is serious. And the very fact that he brought it up in May of 2010, and then the Blackhawks is winning that much, you know what I mean? Like is winning that much that you let this guy parade with you with holding up the Stanley Cup. And the Quenneville and Oh my goodness, I am drawing a blank with the Chicago Blackhawks GM there, Stan Bowman. Yeah, Stan Bowman. I mean, Stan Bowman was the first one to bite the bullet on that. And then I thought it was, you know what? After Gary Bettman talked with Quenneville, I thought Quenneville has nowhere else to go but to resign. And it's just like a Paterno thing, like what happened again, right? With Paterno. And everything that happened there, he must have known what was going on in that locker room. And how many people
he 100% knew? He said that he knew. He just didn't take it seriously. And that's the folly of it. He cared more about winning than he cared about his players or even human decency. That's just the end of the story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
it's wild that the guy that replaced the guy in Florida, and forgive me for not knowing his name because again, sixth favorite sport, but it's Kyle Beach's old roommate from those Chicago Blackhawk days. Isn't that crazy? Like that's a full circle thing for me.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah. And Reed, Quenneville's gone and Panthers are still 8-0.
Yes.
Yeah. The guy that replaced him is 1-0, and that's good for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Can we just talk real quick about Jeremy and how he appreciates his craft so much that he's been altering his lighting this whole time while we've been talking to make sure that the shot is good?
Pretty much. So I don't look like a ghost or something weird. Yeah.
Jeremy always looked great. Don't worry about it.
Jeremy is a pro. He was like, there's too much shadow here. I got to get this out.
What's that little thing called you hold up and you're like, where's my light? You know,
light meter. The light
meter.
Yeah.
That's what I would have called it. So
see, I would have called him the gaffer. Hey, he's the gaffer. That guy that goes up the listing is the gaffer. I have no idea what the gaffer does. I'm sure Jeremy can tell me what the gaffer does.
There's multiple. It's basically like a handyman for, sound, light. There's multiple ones.
I know there's gaffer's tape, so I just imagine that.
Yeah, there's also gaff tape. Correct.
Yeah.
Gaff tape. That stuff is sticky and strong, dude.
Yeah, I bet. Just like Sean.
You know what else?
You got the sticky part right. I don't know about
he's like a 60-year-old toddler. He's got Cheerios stuck to him at all times.
Listen, okay. Hey, great conversation. I agree. I think Kyle Beach was very brave to come out. So, little thing.
Moving off that dark thing.
Yeah, little thing in Atlanta that's happening right now. The World Series.
Do they still have that zombie situation going on down there?
Atlanta?
Yeah, it's still pretty rampant.
Still our pandemic.
Still not going. Still not going until they take care of that shit. I've seen that show.
Who would have thought that the lowly 88 and what is it? I have to do my math again, Brad, and I keep messing it up, Brad.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you all this. Let me shorten up your rant. Sean's going to tie this back to how his team won more games than the Braves, and that the Braves should be a new rule.
No.
Playing the Astros World Series. That's where he's going. It's 100%.
I'm not going there. I already made that rant.
But
you were
going back. You were going back. And
it's
me and Reed are gonna have to be like, hey, homie, like our teams had more wins than yours did, so just go sit in the
Your
corner.
team did not. Boston did. Okay, is Boston your team, Brad? Is Boston your team?
They were as soon as the playoffs started.
Oh, for crying out loud!
Because Brad's ride or die. Okay,
right. I get in with my friends. I don't just lay down on them.
Anyways,
it's all Atlanta right now too. Listen, there's no Houston talk over here. Those guys suck.
Yeah,
I'm going for
everyone's
Atlanta.
a Brave.
I'm going for Atlanta too. Yeah. It's a great story. It just shows if you can get in. Hey man, you're in. You're in the World Series.
They don't even have their superstar, and haven't had him for how many? I mean, that guy, his WAR is so they would have had way more than 88 wins, right?
It's so crazy to see that there was two teams playing for that one game wild card situation, the Dodgers and the Giants, 106 and 107 wins.
Yeah,
like that. It's just like parity. Mm-hmm. It's so crazy to see that that's still a thing with all the metrics and the analytics going on and stuff like that, and it still comes down to this guy doesn't have the stuff today.
Well, even the ability
to Braves are
the ability to spend, right? Because they're not even. I mean, that's what you see a little bit in the NFL. Why there isn't so much parity is how they manage the salary cap, but in baseball, you can just run at it. Spend your money, but what the Braves are putting out payroll wise, and the Yankees should be embarrassed of themselves for what they're putting out there.
Yeah, Jeremy, I want to hear your thoughts about that, Jeremy, about the Yankees and the Dodgers spending all that money, and here you got teams.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think it is crazy, but it also gives an out for people like the Dolans here in Cleveland to like not spend. So like have the lowest payroll.
Yeah.
Well, we can still do it. Look at the Braves. Like, no, they at least spend a little more than you do. So
they invest in their system too, right? Like their farm system is better. Cleveland's farm system is non-existent these days, I would imagine.
Not anymore.
I think it's just a farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Somewhere outside of Dayton, they're just like, yeah, that's our farm system right there.
That's our farm.
Yeah. For all the players that get traded, drop their dogs off on the way out of town.
Right. No, but I don't know. I mean, good to see. Like Reed said, everybody's a Brave right now. It was actually good to see a non-slugfest last night, like an actual pitching matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of those in the postseason running up to that, and it was just it was so because it seemed like every single game, especially that Red Sox series, it was just like who's going to be swinging the hardest. It was like Deontay Wilder versus Fury, right? You're just like, what's going to happen here,
Yeah,
and that's something that's been lacking for sure. And seeing it on the big stage here in the World Series Finals, it's fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
How many people did the Braves? How many men did they leave on base there last night? It was something ridiculous.
1,000.
It's like it seemed like every inning they had guys on base and they just couldn't cash them in. And then
I would look away, and then they would have bases loaded. I was like, "What the hell? What are those guys doing there? How many third base coaches do they have out there right now? Because it looks crazy."
Just the one.
And then Travis d'Arnaud. There's a lot of Blue Jays prospects that are all out there in the World Series right now. Travis d'Arnaud being one of them. There he is hitting that home run.
They're not Blue Jay prospects any longer.
Any longer, yeah. Considering d'Arnaud's been in the league, I think a decade, right? Yeah, he was part of the RA. He was part of actually the Rob Halladay trade. So we got Kyle Drabeck and Travis d'Arnaud.
Sean, you are so batshit crazy to refer to a guy like d'Arnaud as a Blue Jays prospect in 2021. That is fucking criminal.
That is just holding on to something there right now, my friends. That's what it is.
What the hell was that?
This is unbelievable. Do you think that this is how I know Sean's not a real Buffalo Bill fan? Because he's holding on to the Blue Jays season instead of trying to get us to football. The Toronto Raptors are playing right now. No mention of them.
Hey, they're doing great.
Maple Leafs are playing right now. Not a mention of them. But the Blue Jays
not doing great
from 10 years ago. That guy's in the World Series today.
Very well structured point, boys.
Listen, this is too easy. It's like having ducks in a barrel, which may be weird to you, but it makes sense to the rest of us. Shooting fish in a barrel takes a sport. Shooting ducks in a barrel is really easy.
Really easy.
Oh man! Speaking of
based on your haircut, there's some ducks in a barrel. That's what it looks like.
Is that it? Yeah. Man, speaking about hockey right now, I am full tilt all the way aboard this season right now. What a great season it's turning out to be. Florida.
8 games in, Sean. 8 games. We're 10th of the way through.
Hey.
Breaks.
But Sean loves standing watching right now, and he's not talking about the standings. He loves watching the rankings this early in the season. He did it with baseball, right?
It's the only time his teams are ever in it is right now.
And the Maple Leafs are bottom of the barrel right now in the East.
Well, no, the Montreal Canadiens are. Let's get that straight. Montreal Canadiens are.
Atlantic Division. They're above the Bruins, but it's like with the team you guys are fielding. You have $84 million tied up in 4 players.
Well, 40 million of that into 4 players. Yeah. 40 something million.
40, and now, 80.
Yeah, and now 60 million just got offered to Morgan Riley for, I think, a 6-year deal or 8-year deal in order to keep him in Toronto. That's good.
That's good money. That's money well spent.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to do that right now.
Yeah, considering that our whole entire defense. Like, here's the sad part is that Freddie Anderson, goaltender here for a while, he goes over to Carolina, right? Comes in and he looks like if you look at Freddie Anderson's October numbers when he was with the Leafs, he was a slow starter. Like, it was terrible numbers. Here he is in Carolina, amazing, Absolutely. I mean, so they come in. He has defense. Like he has defense. He looks great.
Well, that's
Sean.
the
What
point.
the theme here, Sean, is that when people leave Toronto, they seem to have better careers.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, you're preaching to the choir right now, Brad.
That's not even just for athletes, though. Like, look at all the, who are the Canadian comedians? Norm Macdonald, Martin Short, like they all left Canada and did very well for themselves.
Yeah.
Drake.
Yeah, Drake. He would still be on that wheelchair if it wasn't for America.
Oh my God.
It was a fucking miracle.
Do you guys ever watch Degrassi? I take that as a yes.
My wife did, yeah.
All I've seen is the clips that people make fun of it about. It's all
Yeah. That was a long time ago. Yeah.
And Kroll Show had a recurring sketch. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Kroll Show, Nick Kroll's Comedy Central show.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a recurring sketch called Wheels Ontario. But instead of him being in the wheelchair, everyone else was in a wheelchair, and he was the only able-bodied person. Just go back and watch those clips because it's just the exact reverse. I mean, his mother's like, "Oh, go get yourself a bag of milk for a loony." That's where I learned a lot of my Canadian speak.
So, like, literally a 5-minute drive down the road, and I'm on Degrassi, like the actual Degrassi Street here.
That's a real place.
Yeah, man. There's a Toronto. Come on, man.
Full disclosure: every town in Canada has a Degrassi Street. It's in their constitution.
Yeah, I think Sean was saying that when he was in Nova Scotia. He was like, right down the street from Degrassi.
All 39 Canadian cities have the same street in them.
Oh my God!
It's like MLK Boulevard here, but it's just
that's
Degrassi.
Was Degrassi Canadians MLK?
No, man, no.
Who's Degrassi? I need to know.
Wow. Hey, man. I've been entertained with this season so far with basketball, NBA. So I didn't talk about it last week. Brad poo-pooed on me, like he poo-pooed on me. Rightfully so, maybe, because we're only 2 games into the season now. At least we're like 5-6 games in. The Bulls look good. DeMar DeRozan. Who else is on that Bulls team? There's DeRozan, which was just amazing to see him playing there.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball recreated his jump shot for the 4th time, and it actually looks like this is the time that it worked.
Nice.
Vukovic in center.
The Bulls look real good. I
they
think
do.
You know who else is real sleepy in the East is the Miami Heat.
Are they sleepy? Are they sleepy? Dude, they got Kyle Lowry.
They're in no one's top 4 for being in
I don't know why. You have a legendary point guard. You have probably one of the best shooting guards.
A legendary point guard?
I'd debate the legendary part of that one.
Hey, man, he's in Toronto. He won a championship.
You got traded
Oh,
for.
my God.
You got traded for
Kawhi
what's his
won
name?
that. Let's say Kawhi won that one.
Oh, we'll
That
say
list
that.
is Kawhi, Vince Carter, Trey. I mean, there's a lot of guys in front of Kyle Lowry just for being legendary Toronto. Let alone.
Hey, whoa. Lowry is the number 1 scorer in Toronto's franchise history. So
Because he was there for so long, he's the best player. Like, no one's talking about him being the logo,
Right.
Slow down with throwing the word legendary around.
Anyways,
Drake's the best actor to come out of Canada. Like, it's okay.
hey, man, you're killing me here. You're killing me. What I'm surprised is, I mean, not really. I mean, the Bucks, they probably are been celebrating a bit. It's a little bit sluggish out of the gates, but they'll round up. What about your Celtics? Yikes, Reed. We even beat you.
They're not. Hold on. They're not my Celtics. I don't watch that team. I don't watch any NBA. I don't know what to tell you.
Didn't you make a promise last season?
That was my New Year's resolution.
Yeah. I remember that. And still hasn't taken
You
it.
got 2 months left, Reed. You can turn it around.
Yeah. I also said I was going to lose 40 pounds and 3 inches of and neither of those things happened either. So
What did that turn into after midnight, buddy?
I need you to elaborate on.
No, I'm not. I wanted you to fill in the blanks.
I don't think that you do.
All right, we've gone off topic. We've gone completely
Felt like
off
a
the rails.
proposition.
Now GBS has a scandal. Unbelievable.
The power of editing fixes all and cures all. So
No.
You leave it in and you live with your shame.
are you guys surprised with the Clippers start so far?
Is it good or bad?
Bad.
No, it's bad.
We
it's
beat
bad.
them.
Routed.
That's surprising.
We beat them the other night with Kawhi and Paul George. Yeah.
It's bad.
And like beat them. Like, I think it was like almost 20.
Yeah, they've got they lost to Portland last night by almost 20.
Man, I forgot.
Also,
I forgot to mention there that you were probably at the game working there, eh? Jeremy?
No, not that one.
Not that one?
Mm-mm.
what do you
Oh,
think
man.
about how Cleveland's going, Jeremy? Are they rebuilding well, or are they just kind of getting by?
I think they're just kind of getting by. I think they just kind of hit early. It's early on this Evan
Yeah.
Mobley kid. But it's such a big lineup, like just massive, that nobody can really play in the half court, but the NBA isn't really structured that way.
Yeah. I mean, it was surprising to see LA run out on them like they did. I mean, maybe not because LeBron was jacked up for that game, but
Yeah.
still wasn't great, you know.
Right. I'm not a huge fan of like Sexton. I mean, he's a good player, but he's a me first kind of player. You know what I mean? He's a six man. But I don't know. I think they just kind of hit on a couple draft picks and they look better than they probably really are.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting.
Man.
I'd be curious to see if they can get rid of Kevin Love at some point.
Yeah, I doubt it. I just highly doubt it. $60 million. That's a lot off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just get him off if they can just do something with him, even if
Buy
they
him
eat some of his money. You know,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a waste of a roster spot and at a spot
so
they're already
too.
heavy at.
Right. I think so too. Plus with him, it's like when things start going bad, how is he going to act? You know?
Well, we know how he's going to act, right?
Right.
That script's already been written before.
Yeah.
How many seasons do you guys still have him for?
This one and next one.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure you can't wait.
Did you guys see this week? I don't know if you guys follow Klay Thompson on social media, but you should, because it's everything you would expect it to be. Klay Thompson's quite the man who doesn't care. But he posted this week a flashback video of him beating Kevin Love in Little League. It's my favorite clip of the week. It's
Nice.
so funny.
Nice.
It's a heater right in on him. It's hilarious. And he just tagged him in. It was like, hey, Kevin, remember this when I beat you in Little League? Like, what a time.
I just love that level of petty.
Yeah.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's all Klay Thompson's social media feed is these petty things that he's shooting out there. It's amazing.
All
I'm
right.
literally following him right now.
All right.
let's get to the
I
meat
need
of this thing.
that.
Let's
I
talk
need
about-
that in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the Thursday night game.
Yeah. Is Aaron Rodgers the greatest quarterback in the league right now?
Mm. So you look at his numbers. If you just I didn't watch the game live. I watched it the next morning, and I always check the for fantasy purposes who did what, and it didn't look like much. But then you go and watch that fucking game, and the way he's able to rise to the occasion at that level with that much frequency, right?
Yep. Every time. The only person in the conversation for me is Tom Brady. Who do you want not having the ball?
I know. Yeah. I with that kind of time left, that's the running thing is like when you see Tom on the sideline like this, just looking all fucking sad for himself. But Aaron Rodgers, you look at Aaron Rodgers, he's over there, he's just like,
37 seconds. You're like, don't leave that man 37 seconds.
Aaron Rodgers is the blackest Green Bay Packer ever, right? Because he's just in there. He would have a fucking cool in his mouth, just like every goddamn time. And then he goes out there and he just fucking swings dick. It's like every 3, 4, 5 seasons ago we're talking about like, he's regressing. He's got all these injuries. He's got all this bullshit. He's not going to bounce back from this. I have one of my best friends, one of my best Navy buddies, is raging from Green Bay, raging fucking Packers fan. Never has anything nice to say about the situation. And Aaron Rodgers just continues to go out there and shove everybody's foots in their mouths.
Aaron Rodgers won with Mike McCarthy as his head coach.
That's crazy. It's crazy that Mike McCarthy still has a job. It's crazy that he's still alive.
Aaron Rodgers was winning with one wide receiver.
I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is one without his top 3 wide receivers.
After
On a short week.
Fuck that. No Devontae Adams.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
The top
insane.
three pass catchers, right? Loses a tight end to an ACL. His best,
Robert, that was so hard to watch, man.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I'm sorry
He
about
brought
that.
his best friend in from childhood, Randall Cobb, and threw him 2 touchdown passes.
That-
Guy finds a way to get it done. And I'm not a giant Aaron, until, to be completely honest with you, until the whole here's my championship belt, I still own you moment in the end zone, I was not a big Aaron Rodgers fan.
Yeah.
But now, he just doesn't care. He does not care, right?
No.
He's a lot of fun to watch.
Listen. I thought it was the right call for them to go around 4th down. You got these guys to Arizona on the 1-yard line. That's 99 yards. But Kyle Murray, I remember that game last season against the Bills. Big old Hail Mary ends up winning the game, right? So it's just like this guy.
Well, hold on. Do you just agree with the 4th down call because you had a failed 4th down call recently?
Oh, that was sad. That was sad. Don't bring that up. Don't bring that up. Anyways, I mean, when you have a look at that there, and I'm there going to myself, oh my God, they're going to win this game, Arizona, right?
Yeah.
What in the world? AJ Green was not listening, not understanding the audible. It was
I
sad.
haven't heard it
He was
yet,
being,
but I
he
don't
was
know
being
who-
AJ Green.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah.
I don't
he's
know
gonna
who
do
that
some
was
shit
on.
like that.
That was very Odell Beckham of him.
Right?
He was blocking.
They just-
He was blocking in the end zone. He thought that play was a sweep to the right.
Yeah.
He had no idea the ball was even thrown.
They just do what they want. They don't run a route. They just
They're just freelancing. It's like playing backyard football with those two. There's never a route run.
Yeah, backyard football, and the girl you like to watch it. And he's just like, I'm gonna go for this one. And it's like, what are you doing, man? AJ Green's done that so many times. It cost Andy Dalton the job.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But I think Aaron Rodgers right now is the most dangerous man in professional football. Just watching that team fall apart in a matter of 4 days, leading into a Thursday night football matchup with the world watching.
undefeated Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, against the Cards, whatever.
Well, we can say undefeated, but they were 6. Green Bay was 6-1. It wasn't like they were this 2-4 team that was coming in and shocked the world.
Right. Right, but look at the injuries that Green Bay had, and what did Arizona have? I think they might have lost.
They were down their defensive coordinator too. I mean, that's a real deal.
Yeah,
they had their number 1 corner. They were down on the defensive side of the ball.
And
You
JJ
can't
Watt,
talk about that.
Watt might be gone. JJ Watt might be gone for the season as well.
Not might be, is gone. JJ
He
Watt
is, eh?
JJ Watt tore his bicep, his labrum, dislocated his shoulder, and broke something in the first half, and he finished the game.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That JJ Watt has this thing. If we're done talking about Aaron, JJ Watt has this thing that I just generally don't like, where it's kind of like a John Cena type attitude about stuff, where it's he's kind of just yucking it up because it's easy to get those people to buy your shit. You know what I mean? But that motherfucker, you see something like that on Thursday night where he's done this numerous times.
Yeah.
We'll play through some shit. And again, I was liking him to like a Patrice Bergeron Boston, where after he'll be like, yeah, I had a broken rib, I had a fucking tire iron sticking out of my leg, and I still played through all the games. That's something that that's a once in a generation type.
Yeah, there's guys there's real tough guys like that. You think about the stuff that we've seen. I mean, that Kobe Achilles injury comes to mind, where he walks up and hits those 2 free throws and walks off. Clay
Putting
Thompson
60 with that flu that he had.
Yep, Clay Thompson did something similar. We see those things, right? But you read JJ Watt's injury report, what he had surgery for, and you're like, man, I wouldn't have got off the ground. Kept going. We almost saw it with Drew Brees, right? Drew Brees broke some ribs and tried to come back out for the second half and couldn't quite get it done. Man, that's all real. That's a different level, right? You're not, that's elite.
A lesser known athlete, NHL player, Rich Peverleigh, former Bruin. I think he was with Dallas at the time. Had a heart attack on the bench.
That's right.
And he tried to come back out.
Yeah.
They AAD'd him, gave him the defibrillator, and he's just like,
oh my God.
He's like, oh, we're down 2.
I got one goal in me.
Dude, you're a third line center on this team. What do you do? This is your heart, So JJ Watt's one of those freaks where you're just like, you think about toughest athletes in the world, you think UFC and stuff like that, but NFL, bar none, especially when you're playing a defensive position like JJ Watt is. And to get that kind of, fame and celebrity in a position like that, JJ Watt's done something special. And TJ Watt's just as bad as a motherfucker too. So I don't know. His parents love 2-letter names. I can't imagine they're too smart, but they breed them tough.
What's the third brother's name?
ZJ.
Something like that, right? It's another Z.
There's JJ, TJ, and it's probably ZJ.
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
Yeah. Sounds like
it's my guess.
It can't be. You can't have a regular ass name with 2 brothers that are JJ and TJ.
Yeah. But I just love these guys that are like, back in the day, football was so much tougher. I'm like, dude, I don't care who it is. Take Jim Brown, put him in the game today. Like if you just put him in a time machine and zapped him into a game today, he'd be dead. If he grew up with all the sports science, maybe his toughness.
Well, you're going to have to adapt that properly.
Here comes
seriously, you can't just sit there and say something so ironic and crazy like that, because these guys would be taking advantage of the sports science that you have today as well.
But
you can't just say,
Sean. That's why I said if you
that's why he said if he grew up with it.
If he was in this timeline, if you're just plopping him in.
When I said at the beginning, if you take him and you plopped him into a fucking any game today, he'd get smoked. Sports science, fuck you. I don't care how tough you are.
Sean taking in umbrage with someone talking about the Wayback Machine is peak ironic.
It's crazy. And then he called me ironic.
Listen, James Brown,
you should have been on top.
James Brown was in the Dirty Dozen. Just remember that, okay? He was with Lee Marvin. That makes him a man above men.
I wasn't alive.
He was a man above men with Lee Marvin.
Yeah.
It was?
Jeez.
He said James Brown.
I know.
Which is still Jim. It's still Jim. James is Jim.
James Brown is not Jim Brown.
It's still Jim.
One person that calls Jim Brown James is his mama.
James and Jim. If you ever watch Star Trek, you would know that. But anyways.
Get down with your bad self, Sean.
Not sure I'm hating or loving this new Sean angle in his new digs. It's a lot of Sean face.
Yeah.
It works for Brad being that close, because Brad has perfect symmetry. He's a work of art. Sean, it's just like, I feel like I'm going to see fucking a horror movie in 3D. It's fucking terrifying.
That forehead is a lot of screen. That's all I know. That's a lot of.
Sean, you got to get a lower quality camera. It's just be able to count the fucking what do they call those? Pores.
The pores. Oh my gosh, this is great. This is great. Oh,
but Sean, again, I said if you took him, if you kidnapped him and stuck him in a time machine, and then hey, you're dressing for the Browns today, he gets smoked. If he grew up in this era, that's a different thing. But I don't know if
I'll agree with you on that.
It's crazy that we're able to produce guys this tough in the age of internet porn.
Yeah. Those guys will never understand the work of it.
I didn't have internet porn until I was 18, and I look at me. It's destroyed me.
Oh my gosh.
If Jim Brown grew up with Minecraft and shit, I don't know if he'd be that tough.
Oh man.
It's interesting because you could take Derrick Henry and put him on that Browns team, and Derrick Henry still is going to kill some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Derrick Henry.
If you stuck Derrick Henry in a time machine and sent him back,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There'd be bodies. That'd be terrifying.
I don't think anybody wants to tackle that man. Yeah, that's right.
Josh Norman wouldn't exist because Derrick Henry would kill his grandpa with a stiff arm like that.
It would have changed the timeline for Josh Norman.
The butterfly effect is putting Derrick Henry in a time machine. That's the butterfly effect.
That's crazy. Josh Norman is never going to live that down. I mean, last season. This happened last season. We're still talking about it going flying through the air.
His chest is still so soft. He got a little half-ass stiff arm and had to go to the hospital with a bruised chest. That's how soft his chest is now. This year. He has 3 weeks on IR with a bruised chest from someone else.
Could you imagine having that injury, a bruised chest? Because you're not sleeping if you got a bruised chest.
Isn't
You're
that
not
called
sleeping
flail?
anyway, right?
Isn't that like flail chest? Well, no, flail chest. I guess it's stuff those chips and stuff like that that's broken inside.
Imagine being not able to sleep because your chest hurts, and so you're like laying in bed with some insomnia, and you're already upset. You turn on Sports Center, and all you see is your body 7 yards in the air.
All right, so I'm glad someone brought up. I think it was Brad. I'm glad someone brought up Derrick Henry because the fucking season that guy is having, it's insane.
Crazy. It's crazy.
And like, where would the Titans be without him? But
Oh my gosh.
on 191 attempts, he's got 191 attempts. First of all, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
He's got 869 yards. He's got 10 touchdowns. His longest of the season was 76 yards. He's got 3 20 plus and 2 40 plus.
He has the fastest 20-yard run in the league this year.
Yeah, and he's 247 pounds.
Yes. He's 6'3", 247. He has the fastest run in the league this year.
Wow.
Bar not position wise, period.
In a league with Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
Right.
World class sprinters, right? Like that's
What the fuck?
I know. And honestly, where would Tennessee be without Derrick Henry? You're absolutely correct.
2 and 5.
Right.
Yeah.
2 and 5.
That
The
receiving
Bills-
core is not getting it done with AJ Brown going down like a sack of potatoes every goddamn week, and Tannehill's Tannehill.
Yeah.
You know what does Tennessee look like if they have like a Kyler Murray or a Joe Burrows, right? Like how insane is that team if they've got like a
They look
a
like
real
Baltimore
quarterback.
3 years ago. Is what
Yeah.
they look like. That remember that rushing attack was so crazy.
it's insane.
Yeah. Well, this week's matchups. I mean, to me, they look great.
Before we get to that, real quick, you know that Cooper Kupp season this year. He's remember that historic Randy Moss season. Reed, I know you do. That he had for New England.
Yeah, for New
Cooper
England.
Kupp is ahead already in catches, yards, and touchdowns than Randy Moss was at the same point of that season.
That was the next thing I was going to bring up. Cooper Kupp's the Derrick
Cooper
Henry
Kupp's having a
receiver
season.
of slot receivers.
Yeah.
And again, this is a slot receiver. Like
I
he's
don't know what
not.
I don't know what
look
he's
at the-
buying Matt Stafford, but I bet it's something nice.
It's got to be something absurd because and last week's game was so poignant to watch where you're just like, oh, okay, it's Freaky Friday, they swapped. And it's like there's a world where Matt Stafford isn't in LA and Jared isn't in Detroit, and Jared's right where he belongs and Matt Stafford is right where there's never been a more perfect trade.
Yeah,
Right.
Jared's where he fucking belongs. He'll have some big games, he'll make some big plays, but he's a fucking liability. And
Well, it's got to be
And
hard
Matt
for him
Stafford,
because he doesn't
same
know where
deal.
the sun sets without the water being on the west side.
You're never gonna let that guy live that one down, eh, Brad? That's like
that was a real thing. I watched it happen in real time and thought, how does he not know where the sun sets?
oh my.
he never heard Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication. That's what I always think of when I'm
He's
like,
from there. You think
the
of he's
sun
from
may
there?
rise in the east, at least it settles in a final location. That's how I know that. And I was a Boy Scout. Thanks, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I knew it
All right,
from
go ahead,
I knew it from a church hymn. That's how I knew it there. From the rising of the sun. And it's like always to the east, to the going down of the same. But anyway, so yes, okay. I was going on here. All right.
You know
I
what?
grew up in the water, so I understand how the sun works.
Yeah, right, we know. You like Washington dudes are like California people, minus the stupid accent.
Yeah.
You guys still have the same sensibilities, right? You may not be concerned about the price of avocados, but it's like you have 181 different types of salmon that you can just recall. Like, oh, the steel dicks are tasting great this week, but last week it was the cinnamon pokers. It's like,
Well, the cinnamon pokers are always.
I thought
on
it was
the
just
first run.
salmon until I went up to fucking Washington. I was like,
Nope.
I like salmon. Yeah, what kind, dickhead? I'm like, I don't know, man. You challenged me with coffee. It used to just be dunks.
Yeah.
And now I gotta figure out what a blonde roast is.
Yeah.
And I'm still a coffee snob because of that state.
You're
And I
welcome.
thank you for it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Changed
Yeah.
my life.
It's true though, after living in Washington for those 4 years, you can't just go back to Tim Hortons and think this is good.
Oh man. When I first got to Washington, the first thing my wife and I did was we found the last remaining Dunkin' Donuts in the state. It was the last one. And we got in and we drove the 3 hours down to Vancouver, Washington to get to it. And it was fucking closed. Like it had just closed. I was like,
I'll tell you, I didn't go to a Dunkin' Donuts until I was 22 years old.
Wow.
oh, you sweet summer child.
Yeah.
It's so funny how
I
it's
started
the
drinking coffee at
opposite.
6.
Man. I remember when I ordered a double. I ordered a double at Dunkin' Donuts.
No.
And
even we have our own coffee places where we live. That's how it rolls out.
That was my shit. Was like the independent places.
yeah,
And just like there's something in the Northeast. If you see a shack on the side of the road, you're like, someone's getting raped in there. But now I see a shack on the side of the road. I'm like, I bet they have slamming coffee every time. And just because it's a bikini place, because there used to be one right outside of Bikini Joe's right outside of Bremerton, the base there. And I used to go there every morning. I told my wife it was because the coffee was real good. I come home with those cups with the lipstick kiss on it. Oh, God bless those women. But like, the coffee was slamming, but the talent was even better.
It's a 2-for-1. It's a 2-for-1 situation.
And I'm supporting a small business.
Yeah.
And I had to come.
I'll be a single mom.
Single mom, or going through medical school, whatever it was. Used to do the thing where you drop the 5 on the floor, and they're like, "Oops!" It's like, "Oh, okay."
Oh my
that's
gosh. Oh my gosh. I do like double Dunkin' Donuts. Had no idea that it was already.
What is a double?
NATO standards a double, right? So a double means 2 cream, 2 sugar. But I guess
we call that an extra.
Yeah. But I guess at Dunkin' Donuts you already have 2 cream, 2 sugar in there. So it's just
that's a reg.
Yeah. So you go, hey, I want a double. You get 4 cream, 4 sugar. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, you get a large hot regular.
And aren't you guys?
Cream, 2 sugar.
Is not the United States part of NATO? Don't they know what a NATO standard is? It's like, what in the world? It's like,
what part of the United States makes you think we give a shit about NATO standards?
Nah, I know. I know. I knew that was coming.
How many centimeters is 3 inches? You should know the answer.
Off the top of my head, no, because you're the only country that refused to switch.
Exactly.
We woke up. Everybody else switched to metric. What does America go? Nah. Not for us.
Listen, our most famous coffee place has a venti and a grande, and neither one of them mean large.
What was that movie with Paul Rudd and Sean William Scott?
Role models.
Role models. Yeah, when he said there, he's just like, venti means 20, and it's great. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
Exactly right.
Oh man! All right, let's roll out. Let's roll out with his NFL week here, because I do want to get to the game show here, because I got 3 awesome participants. I'm really happy. Hey, listen, I don't know how many
UFC card right now.
How many questions you have, but it's not going to be more than 3. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that right now. Last time I agreed to 1 question, you gave me 5. I'm not. We're not doing it again.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, that's your fault, because metric system, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You have to multiply it by 2, divide it by 1. You're fine. Okay. So.
it's like Fahrenheit. It's like Fahrenheit to Celsius. There's a formula.
Yeah, double it and add 30, right? And you're close.
Yeah, 1 doesn't mean 1 everywhere.
All right. So, Panthers Falcons.
I want to give a shit about a matchup like that. Proximity. But I fucking hate Matt Ryan.
Yeah. I'll say it's Atlanta because it's at home and Sam Darnold's playing like trash.
What's the tickets for that one there, Brad?
$29. You can get the door in Atlanta. $29.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
That's what it should be.
Man. All right.
But yeah, something about 3-4 and 3-3. Falcons. Yeah. How do you have a bye this early in the season and you're 3-3 like that? It's like
gross.
And again, no, is McCaffrey coming back this week?
Nope.
Is he starting this week? So
yeah, like Carolina's season would look so different if McCaffrey was healthy.
Sam Darnold would look like the boss babe he is deep in here, right? Like that's what he thought he was going. He thought he was like, oh, I'll just poke it down to McCaffrey, check down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah.
but McCaffrey, come on. I think he plays maybe 4 games a season. That's like,
you're only talking about like really 2 seasons of him having trouble.
This having back-to-back seasons, that's just the problem with it.
Yes, that's true. It is the optics of that. I totally agree with you. Yeah. it's sad that it's 2 back-to-back seasons where it's just
Sean, grow a spine. You made a point, and Brad and I challenged it, and you immediately flip-flopped.
No, flip-flop.
All right, I just want to sleep on the Davenport.
All right. You already got 10 points right off the bat, Brad, with that Davenport comment in our game show.
you.
Okay. All right. So Tennessee, the Titans against the Colts. I mean, come on.
This is a
I think it's a sleeper game.
That's what I was about to say, and especially with is T.Y. Hilton playing this week?
Supposed to.
Yeah. T.Y. Hilton came back the week before last, right? And he just looked like T.Y. Hilton. It was crazy to see. I picked him up, speculatively in all five of my leagues. I have 6 teams, of course, because I have 2 in the. I have Robot Reed that I'm dealing with, and I didn't start him, and I was like, I fucking probably could have, easily. He just came out and looked like T.Y. Hilton. Like, it was crazy. And Carson Wentz looked very comfortable having a guy like that, in the core.
And they really got Jonathan Taylor going too.
That was the big thing. If you can stretch the field a little bit with a weapon like that in your backfield, look out. And that's what Tennessee does so well.
And Michael Pittman's great in those underneath routes too. They just need that speedster like T.Y. to break them open.
Yeah, and he's just like I think he's a more refined Deshaun Jackson.
Yep, I agree.
But he just doesn't have the durability of a Deshaun Jackson.
Yep.
And
I mean, if the game's in Indianapolis, I think that helps it be more competitive.
You still have Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I don't hate Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz hates himself.
No.
He's just such a dork.
I'm sorry.
This is a league where Kirk Cousins is starting. Carson Wentz is like, I want to take his lunch money every time I see him. I'm like, what's up? But that kid is tougher than I'll ever be because he was a quarterback in Philadelphia and he sucked. And he has a Super Bowl ring thanks to fucking Big Dick Nick. Like,
he just sprained both of his ankles. He sprained both of his ankles at the same time. That's all you need to know.
He has
all the sports knowledge that is sitting here right now. Can you ever recall anyone else spraining both?
No, I don't even know how that's possible. I have no.
I don't
you have a dominant, and then you have like the non-dominant. Like you always sprain the non-dominant one, or you're going real crazy. You sprain the dominant one. Both,
right?
Like he has ear medicine. He was the kid at the sleepover. It's like it's time for my ear medication. It's just like you're just like, oh, you suck. It's his too cold. Just
dumping essential oils into his ears.
Okay, let's move on. Derrick Henry runs all over the Colts. All right,
he should be tougher with a name like Carson Wentz.
They named him Carson.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, look at all the tough Carsons. Yeah. Carson Nevada, Carson Daly.
All right,
Carson Wentz, unbelievable.
So we got the Dolphins and the Bills. In Buffalo.
I'm turning off my.
Take a guess at what the ticket price is. Take a guess at what the ticket price is.
$15.
A little higher than that.
$30.
$46.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because it's the Miami Dolphins. Yeah.
Right.
It's still a home game. There would be demand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Buffalo home game.
Yeah.
That's
but
crazy.
It's the Miami Dolphins. I know it's a divisional matchup. It's all these things. But it's the Miami Dolphins.
All right. So you know what? I was waiting for this one to get brought up here because I want to talk about the Deshaun Watson situation and Tua, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tua famously tweeted this week, "I don't feel not wanted." But when it's been so public how would you make it such a, all right. So I have 2 questions with this.
Yeah.
How do you make it so public? These conversations, what kind of leaky ship are you running where everyone knows about this? I would be on the down low so hard if I'm looking at a Deshaun Watson situation. And why? And my second question is, why is it that Kareem Hunt and now Deshaun Watson, if your guy does a scandal, he has to go? And he can start somewhere else, and it's fucking coup d'etat, right?
Well,
why is it okay for Deshaun Watson to be the starting quarterback in Miami, but not in Houston?
I don't think because otherwise this trade would have been done. This trade would have been done already.
Deshaun Watson has to get out before this broke.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the difference for me.
From what I'm understanding, there's a offer on the table for him to accept. I guess it's just like a plea deal of some sort.
Sean, is the offer on a massage table?
It could be. I don't know. I think he wants to stay away from any of those. But
bet he
then it
doesn't.
comes down to then the commissioner list. Is he going to be suspended?
Sean, do you think people get weird if he walks into a Brookstone and like the massage chairs there? Do you think everyone's just like, oh, it's time to go? Cover their kids' eyes. They're like, this is gonna get awkward.
Yeah. we are talking about Florida though, so I don't know. I mean, anything else.
Oh, he'll fit right in. That's
Yeah,
when Rob Kraft wanted to go to a massage parlor, he took that shit to Florida.
Yeah.
That's the massage parlor of America.
He took his limousine to Florida. That's the best part about that story.
He road trip to Florida. Guy's got 3 jets.
Man, I mean, there's a like Florida. I don't know. That's a special kind of state, but yeah, it's like you look at some of the people. That's
the best
Casey
place for a guy like
Anthony's.
Deshaun Watson right now, right?
Oh yeah, you'll fit right in. Yeah,
Homeboy that killed that chick out in that allegedly. What was his name? Brian Laundrie.
yeah. That they found
Did
his
he run
remains.
off to Florida?
He was in Florida. Yeah.
If I get into trouble, I'm going to Florida.
That's exactly
Why
it.
not?
Yeah. No, it's good place. Anyways, Bills are all over the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
I hope you guys fucking lose to the fucking Dolphins. That would just Patriots aren't winning shit. I've acquiesced to that a long time ago. But if the Bills could lose to the Dolphins right now, and Josh Allen's not playing great, that's the best.
Whoa, let's just take it down a notch there, my friend. I think Josh Allen is playing.
Do we need to pull up the numbers?
Yeah, he's not that great.
Thank you, Jeremy. I guess I don't need to pull up the numbers.
You know,
Jeremy has spoken.
Let's move on.
a lot of times Jeremy is Switzerland where he's just, I'm making points, but he's just told you how he feels. He should.
I know. Well, that's why I'm just like, let's
burn your Josh Allen jersey while wear it.
Yeah, you two, I'll go to war, but Jeremy, I'll just move on. I'll move on. It's like,
Sean, I want to point out one thing real quick here.
Yeah.
In terms of passing yards, which is the number one metric with measuring a quarterback's accuracy.
Yes.
Josh Allen 1723, Mac Jones 1779.
That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, I have
Jared Goff 1773, Justin Herbert, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Daniel Jones. Oh, so, tell me again about how great Josh Allen is.
Wait a second. Daniel Jones is okay, whatever. Okay, let's move on. So we got the Bengals against the Jets.
Receiving cores alone. We don't have Mac Jones doesn't have Stephon Diggs.
No.
I'm amazed to see.
Are we still talking about Buffalo? I'm moving over to the Bengals and the Jets. You're still going
you want to talk
Buffalo.
about your teams all the fucking time.
I moved on.
More proof that Sean's not a real Buffalo fan.
Oh, for crying out loud. Quiet down.
Cincinnati rolls this game out. This game is, you go to listen, if you're in East Rutherford, you can go to this game for $15.
How does everybody feel in Ohio, Jeremy? You got two great teams going on right now.
Well, it's two totally separate teams. Let's put it that way.
Jeremy, Sean doesn't understand that. There's only 30 million people in Canada, and he thinks he owns all of Canada. He can be an Oilers fan, whatever. Whoever's doing great. You can't comprehend the fact that it happens in Illinois where you have a big schism. You're across this line, it's the Mason-Dixon. Yeah, and that's the same. Ohio's the same shit. You cannot be like, oh, I'm gonna rep the Bengals all of a sudden. You'll get killed probably.
Yeah. It's it's 4 hours away. There's no
Everything's 4 hours away in Canada, Jeremy. Everything 4 hours away in Canada.
Wasn't it Paul Brown that ended up starting the Bengals way back in the day?
Yeah.
So
and the Browns,
and the Browns, exactly. So come on, there's got to be some love in Ohio.
Not really.
No.
Not at all. Not at all. I think
John, you keep trying to make it work. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not getting there.
It's that dividing line.
Yeah.
But Bengals, Jets. I'm in a weird situation where I want the Jets to do well, because I think it's just better for the division if the Jets can get back to that. It's been long enough, right? The Rex Ryan era, that was a long time ago. Let's see the Jets be a reasonable team. Seeing them get a win. What are they? 2 and something now? 2-5. Oh, 1-5.
No, I didn't think they won 2 games.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys? I brought this up twice now to some people that I've been talking to. Do you guys remember when Rex Ryan got the tattoo of his wife wearing?
Yes.
Mark Sanchez's
Yes. Yes.
And Mark Sanchez has a job on the NFL Network. He's doing the pregame.
That's what
for
reminded
Thursday
me of it.
nights.
I saw it and I was like, oh, I wonder if him and Rex Ryan still talk.
I'm sure they do. I think, Rex Ryan's clearly, him and his wife are in like this weird open relationship type thing, and Mark Sanchez is in.
Oh yeah.
And Rex Ryan's wife is hot,
on?
so good for
Yeah.
Mark Sanchez.
Well, I think that Rex was maybe thinking about Mark while he was there, right? I mean, that's just
Oh,
feels like the move.
Good for Rex Ryan. All right, letting your freak flag fly.
Gotta get there.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna be that old and creepy someday. So I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon now.
You're trying to get a head start.
I would say over under how many 150 yards passing for Joe Flacco.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I would
Who's catching the
say,
ball?
yeah, I'm going to say under Jeremy just because. Yeah, why
I
not?
don't know who's catching it.
Right.
And it's just so crazy to see, going back to the Panthers, it's so crazy to see Darnold and Robbie Anderson down there in Carolina. Not doing great, but they're not in that situation anymore. And so they're just they're just having fun living life. That's the Jets for you right now. But yeah, Joe Burrows is out there, Lamar Chase.
All right.
Good God.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Good God.
All right.
What a talent.
Steelers, Browns.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These teams hate each other.
Mhm.
It's going to be a great game.
Hope so.
November.
Yeah.
We're getting there. This is what? Halloween football? Some Halloween football there? Oh.
They're all Halloween football tomorrow, Sean. Tomorrow's Halloween.
Yeah. But this is the monster. This is the monster mash there, Reed. This is,
I don't know if it's the
The
same.
one day your Sean doesn't put makeup on is on Halloween.
Oh my. Yeah, no, I know a lot of people probably don't have this game circled. I do because it's just like this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a great
Sean,
game.
you look like a where are they now of a member of the Jersey Shore cast. The haircut, the gold chain, what the fuck is
It's not
going on
gold.
over there?
It's not gold.
I know.
Oh my. You just do your hair a little bit. Next thing you know, you have Reed all over you. I don't understand.
Why do you look like a cast member of the Jersey Shore though? What are you going?
Looks like someone's less famous cousin that figured out their taping and walked in.
All right, let's move on here. All right.
Extra from the Jersey Shore reboot.
What do you guys think of the Eagles-Lions games? I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah, it's like, who cares?
Next.
Who cares?
Yeah.
All right. Rams-Texans. Who cares? Rams are running all over the
Rams,
Texans. All right.
You listen, if you're in Houston, you can go to that game for $13. That's what
Oh, there we go.
$13.
you can go see winning football for $13. If you're a Rams fan.
Niners.
That's in LA or is it
No,
in
it's in Houston.
It's in Houston.
Oh shit.
Niners, Bears.
Listen, Trey Lance starting?
Nope.
Yeah.
He's hurt, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and
Starting
Curry are
over
both
there.
still out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have this theory. So, Matt Nagy today, COVID positive, isn't going to coach.
Oh boy.
Oh, the
Watch
Bears
Chicago
don't win.
just go off.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And then
I
they're
totally see
calling
that.
for Matt Nagy's head, right? When it's all over with. But,
Oh yeah.
What's homeboy's name? Khalil Hebert.
yep.
Montgomery's
Herbert,
kind of replacement there. Yeah, Herbert.
Yep.
I think he's going to have a big matchup anyways. I think this is going to be a fast-paced game. The problem I have with the Rams, as successful as they've been, and the offense has been clicking. The problem they have is they can't manage a fucking clock to save their lives right now.
Yeah.
Right.
The Rams?
The Rams. They
But
cannot.
they're
They cannot
playing-
manage.
You don't have to worry. You're playing the Texans.
That's the dumb shit that gets you killed. Now, I know you grew up watching whatever coaches that no one remembers from the 50s, right? But these days, there's things that I grew up watching Belichick and Bill
Mhm.
Parcells, right? Like these guys that can manage these games, it's the incidentals, it's the small stuff, the devil's in the details. Like McVay doesn't have any of that.
Reed, we're talking Bears 49ers, man. I don't even know we're back to the Rams all of a sudden again.
You know, else can't manage the clock is not Mike Shanahan. What's his kid's name? Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah.
He can't manage the clock either.
Every time I see a Kyle meme, I think of Kyle Shanahan because he puts holes in plaster for sure after a couple of Monster Energies.
Yeah,
just pops off.
That's how his halftime speech is. Him just shotgun into Monster and punching through a wall.
He's got a backwards Monster hat on, or a militia T-shirt.
Kyle, we're gonna have to take some of this drywall cost out of your salary cap.
All right. So these next two, I want to touch real quickly here, but Chargers against the Patriots in Los Angeles. What do you think? Justin Herbert's pissed off. He's going to come out and spank the Patriots there.
I think it's the Herbert revenge tour. I think Mac Jones is the best rookie QB in the league right now. That's not.
I agree.
It's not saying much. He's making me eat crow because I thought it'd be way worse than it is.
Yeah.
But I think Justin out there is doing something special right now. I think they walk all over us. They have big playmakers over there. And Austin Eckler, he can tear a team like the Patriots to shreds. And I think our defense is better than we've had in the last 5 seasons easily.
Eckler might be out.
Yeah,
thank God.
Yeah, there's a chance he's out. I'm watching that one closely.
A lot of people are. I didn't touch Eckler this season in any of my leagues because.
Man, Jeremy is quietly putting together an undefeated fantasy football season in our league. It's like nice and quietly trouncing teams.
When you have 2 robot players that are out there.
Yeah, and a real Sean team.
Not to belittle what Jeremy's doing, but my favorite is still shout out Dave Sadler. I think Dave is just I think look at his team, his roster, and it's just like he's a fucking problem. I don't even know what his record is.
He's 5-2. He's 5-2.
Last night, and I was like, "How did he get these players?" Like,
God damn it. I have 2 teams. I'm like, where was Dave sneaking in?
Yeah.
Man. Well, I'm gonna actually have a GBS trophy made up there, so whoever wins there at the end of the season.
Please make it a bronze bust of your head, which will just be just a bust of your head.
We can't afford to ship that, Reed.
Because
all right,
I'd love to see that
for
Sean and repackage it.
I'd love to see that big DHS truck come out with like all the straps, like they're moving a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But Sean, you look like a real life the Cristiano Ronaldo bust.
Oh my God! All right, we're moving on. This guy. What the heck? All right,
the
Jaguars. Hey, Brad. Good news. Good news, Brad. Good news. Yeah, listen to this guy. Good news, Brad. Your Seahawks might win a game here this week.
Nope,
come on, that was.
You're playing the Jaguars.
Yeah,
we'll see.
You might win a game with Geno Smith.
I'm not. I don't know.
Pete Carroll's not getting lap dances. I don't know. He might lose this one.
What's hard is Geno's had the ball and a chance to win when he came in reserve duty in the last 2 games at the end and hasn't gotten it done. So, if it's a close game.
You were talking so high about him last week and the week before. What's going on?
I never talked high about Geno Smith.
You said
high. I wasn't talking high about Geno Smith at all. All I've said is that at the end of the game, they've done enough for him to have a shot to go down and win, and he hasn't gotten it done. It happened over and over and over again.
Because he's Geno Smith.
Yeah, Geno Smith. But it's something on the defense. You have a field goal opportunity at the end of the Monday night game, and you jump off sides, and give him a first down. You can't do that.
No.
Geno Smith is the perfect example of the difference between a good backup and a good starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like someone goes down and they get a lead. Russell Wilson will leave you in a situation where you're winning, right? And Geno's the perfect guy to just come in there, victory formation type shit.
Yeah.
But if you're counting on that guy to get you there, he's never been that dude.
Well,
he's
a great.
The
basic rule for backup quarterbacks is if they have to play 6 games, that they'll win you 3 and lose you 3, right? That's what a backup is. So
yeah. And I think Geno will net you something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And It's not all
watching,
Geno.
Yeah, so I was at the game Monday night and watching him and Jameis live side by side. Like Geno's a less talented Jameis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're built similarly. They got the same delivery, same decision making. Just Jameis has the talent to get the ball through that hole, and Geno does not. So
yeah, Jameis has that like weird X factor thing.
Yep.
Which is why you're more comfortable starting a guy like that over Geno Smith. Geno just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jameis, he's playing Tom.
This should be good.
He's playing Tom this weekend. They're in New Orleans. Saints against Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What's the
I don't know
connection?
I don't know how you watched that New Orleans game on Monday night and thought that Tampa Bay's not going to win.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I totally agree with you. That's the reason why New Orleans won is because they were playing against Geno Smith. That's it.
Well, and that Seattle defense. That Seattle defense wasn't great either. They held them. If Seattle's defense can hold them to 13 points, what's Tampa's defense going to do? That's all.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Dude, Barrett is one of my favorite players to watch this season.
Yes.
On the Bucs team alone.
Yeah.
Like it's just he's having a good time. Myles Garrett's another one that I just love watching so much.
Vita Vea is fun to watch for me too.
Fuck.
I got to watch him in college, and now being in Tampa and watching Vita and Shaq go at it is, JPP is still
great.
getting done, which is wild to think about.
Yeah, that's great.
How do you have a moment like he does,
Yep.
and then still be fucking relevant in the
I
league
know.
as a defensive player?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's not backflipping anymore, but he's still producing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the balance is all off, Brad. You try doing a backflip when you're asymmetrical.
Yep.
You have perfect symmetry, don't you?
All right, let's forge through this. So, Washington.
Is this
Broncos.
Lord of the Rings forged through this?
I am your dungeon master. I'm your dungeon master. We're getting through this here. All right.
If you were a nerdier guy, that would make more sense. But when you say it, it's just creepy.
Yep.
The different type of dungeon we're talking about.
I'm going to pull up a bottle of lotion and chuck it at the screen.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
The safety word is pineapple. I'm your dungeon master.
I bet the safety word would be some kind of phrase his mom yells at him, so none of us could pronounce it.
None of us will be able
Trying to
pronounce
say it right. He's like, it's not the correct pronunciation.
it. Oh, you enunciated the wrong syllable.
The beatings will continue. All right. So Washington
The key to
against
safety
Denver.
words is making sure you can say it before you start. That's write that down. Don't let someone else give you your safe word, kids. That's not safe.
All right. Washington football team. The Washington football team against the Denver Broncos. Coin flip? I don't know.
Is Teddy Bridgewater starting?
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
so.
So this is a matchup I love. This is a game that I'm going to fucking pay attention to.
Jerry Judy's probably back.
I'm not starting him yet, but I'm very excited to see. I love Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I just love that dude.
I think it's Denver wins.
I love Heineke too. So
yeah, I like Heineke. Yeah.
Heineke made his bitch play last week. It was the first bitch play I've ever seen him make. Where it's just like, just go for the end zone.
Yeah.
And it seemed like he would make that move, and he didn't. But other than that, love watching that dude. So this is a great matchup.
Heineke sounds like one letter off from a very good beer. It's like
Heineken's not a very good beer, so I don't know.
I know it isn't. I know. But it's still a beer. It smells like urine.
Barely.
I don't know. I think it's coin flip this game. You can go either way.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, they both have very talented players that can have big games and completely change the look of this. I don't know what either of their records are. 2-5 and 3-4. Okay.
So 3-4 Broncos. I mean, Broncos win. You're still in playoff hunt. You know what I mean? Like you're not out of it.
Yeah,
Huh?
that division for sure.
Yeah. You're not out of it. So
That's only because the Chiefs have played like they have.
Yeah.
what's that?
Only because the Chiefs have played like they have.
Yeah.
Isn't that
agreed.
crazy? Isn't that crazy? Unbelievable.
We'll save that for the discussion about the Monday night game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how about the Cowboys? Dak Prescott, healthy. That team looks great. They're playing the
not healthy. He's not even healthy. He's not healthy.
But,
He's going out
He's
there.
going to play. You're not even sure he's going to play.
I don't know. That's true though. But as he has been healthy, that record has been healthy. You know what I mean? As Dak Prescott goes, so the Dallas Cowboys go. Like
Yes.
and if he is down, well, then we're going to look at the NFL least again, the NFC least again. You know, Dak Prescott is the MVP of that team. It's not Zeke Elliott. It's
Trevon Diggs, who's the better Diggs brother, is the MVP of that league, of that team right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
what he's doing.
The big thing for Dallas for me this season was like when DeMarcus Lawrence went down, I was like,
that's it, right?
Yeah.
So long, sayonara. You're not gonna, it doesn't matter how many points you put up. You're missing a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence. That defense and they just had another dude that I don't know what the fucking kid's name was, but they slotted him in. It was fine.
Yeah, Randy Gregory's come back from suspension last year, and he's really played like his top end, right? So that's really
Yeah. So that, you know, again, this is a team that
they hit on those linebackers, right? They've got, you know, that's Micah Parsons out of Penn State as a rookie is doing big things in that pass rush. That's, you know,
everything's aligned for Jerry Jones, and
when DeMarcus comes back, right, which is possible still for this year, like that defense is going to be scary.
Oh yeah.
And again, that's not even talking. The offense is really the secret sauce for the Cowboys right now.
Well, you know, Michael Gallup's been out too. You know that matters. I know he's an X factor for them when he's healthy.
Michael Gallup's the reason you let Cole Beasley go.
Yeah,
which is crazy to think.
Well, think about that receiving core, right? It's CeeDee Lamb, it's Amari Cooper, and it's Gallup. When those three are going, Zeke eats. Dalton Schultz is a good tight end.
Yeah,
like they've got real weapons if they're fully healthy. They're just not healthy right now, but they might be at the end, and that's, you know, that might be someone to mess with. And you know, I feel about Dallas. I'm not, man. That's
and let's face it. I mean, if it's a sprain, right? I mean, Dak could be back in a couple of weeks. You can still survive. You can still survive in that division. You got no real
100%.
contenders, so it's like, I think their playoff implications for the Cowboys look great. Minnesota.
But, I mean, there is this whole thing with, you know, you are playing the Vikings, which
I was just going to say.
You know, everyone's looking at the situation with Green Bay, doing the heroics and stuff like that. Detroit's Detroit, right? But like Vikings, I think they're a better team than their record indicates right now, and it's just a result of how well certain teams are playing. You know, they have positional guys like fucking the tight end there, Conklin. They just keep finding tight ends in Minnesota for some reason. They just find really good tight ends just in the fucking couch. I don't know how that works.
They go how Dalvin Cook goes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But the thing is, though, is that here's Minnesota putting together a reasonably good season. You know, like I agree with what you're saying there, Reed, that the record doesn't really speak to what their team is. But I don't think a lot of people were giving them a lot of chances anyways. We were pretty much ruling them out. And
it's because we all hate Kirk Cousins.
I think so.
No one has a good reason. Yeah. No one has a good reason to hate Kirk Cousins, but we all do.
Yeah. I want to like Kirk Cousins. But then he opens his mouth and you're like, God. Dang it, man! Like, stop! Shut up and play. I've never been a shut up and play guy, and it has nothing to do with politics. It's just Kirk Cousins opened his stupid mouth, and I'm just like, dude, like, we want to root for you.
His hometown is like, let's not say you're from here. Like, where else do you know that in sports, right? Where the hometown is like,
oh my gosh.
Hey, he is cringe. But like, you know, this is a team like defensively. When you look at like you know, Everson Griffin, you know, Darren Shaw, like there's a lot of dudes, Patrick Peterson, right?
Yeah.
Like there's just some sneaky good guys out there. And what's homeboy's name there?
They'll be dangerous in the playoffs, I think.
This is a team that if they just get in, you're gonna be like, where the fuck were they the entire
time? Yeah, that's true.
I agree.
So I don't know if this is an automatic slam dunk for. No, a Cowboys team that does have some.
I don't disagree with you. We'll see what they're made of.
All right.
Speaking of other sneaky teams, Kansas City, New York is the closer for Monday night.
That's right.
Feel like, does anyone else feel like Kansas City's not going to turn it around this year?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I feel like that too. I think they're a big clump.
Mahomes looks like this thing that I never thought I would see. I thought Mahomes would run into some trials and tribulations, but he looks like a dude that's kind of checked out a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you're seeing some of these plays, and everyone's like, oh, but you got the shovel pass plays that he's extending the drive and whatever. I'm like, it doesn't take a lot to just chuck a shovel pass at somebody. That doesn't scream give a fuck to me.
It reminds me of when Russell Wilson and Sierra got together and he started doing all this extra shit. And he had like his clothing line and he was like starting a cooking show and he was doing all this other stuff.
He's overextended himself.
Yep. And then he shows up for the season. He hadn't prepared the same way and it showed up. That's what it feels like for Patrick Mahomes, right?
So you're saying all his responsibilities with Heinz ketchup is finally catching up with him?
Yes.
Heinz ketchup, Head and Shoulders.
But he's got his own shoe with Adidas.
Troy Polamalu. Don't bring him Head and Shoulders. Troy Polamalu is still carrying that brand.
It's true. He's actually the funnier guy. It's just who is it?
Polamalu is Head and Shoulders above Patrick Mahomes, the pitchman, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes is a straight man. He's a straight man in that, and Polamalu is delivering the whole entire time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He brings the color, but it's still great flow for a guy his age too.
Oh, hey. And he's never not working. He's never not working, man. Never not working. That's right.
Polamalu is the goat. The goat of selling Head and Shoulders.
All right.
So I've had a thing for Polamalu since the first time I saw him put a USC helmet on.
Nice.
All right. So Casey deserves a little more credence though, like the Patrick Mahomes situation.
They do, but look at they're so terrible this far in the season, right? We're a little over a third of the way in.
Yeah. They're winning this game, though.
This is more.
Yeah, they're going to roll this game.
Yeah.
I think they get
they're winning this
together
game.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Is it Andy Reid? Is he gonna? Is his head on the in the guillotine? Or
he's only 2 years. He's only 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. He's like one of the only coaches to have 100 victories on two teams.
2 years removed from a Super Bowl win. He's only a year removed from a Super Bowl, right?
Right. Yeah, you're right.
So,
but
he's got some more juice. He can have a clunker.
Oh
yeah. I mean,
I wonder about Bieniemy. I wonder if he's got a foot out the door.
Yeah, something stinks. You don't just because again, this is one of the big things like preseason that they were talking about with the Kansas City Chiefs was there wasn't a lot of turnover, right?
Yeah.
Like that was one of the big selling points for the Chiefs, just
100%.
being that NFL dynasty that we've been craving to see since the Patriots, right? Like they're the next one, and you're just like to have this bad of a season and lose games. It wasn't big margins or anything like that, but it was like they were losing those games. Like the talent kept it close, but the give a fuck and the planning, everything just seemed piss poor.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that.
One thing's for sure though, these slates of games are fun and competitive, so it should be a good Sunday just to hang out and check it out.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, we're running long. Let's give us.
We are running long.
I do. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, Brad, I was trying to milk this as long as possible so we didn't have to do this.
I know.
We're here.
I got a flight I got to catch. I can feel the pressure building outside this room right now. So
We're here. All right. I'm loving this. So, How Canadian Are Ya? Second edition. So happy you guys are here to play. We have three great contestants. This is going to be the hockey edition. Contestants. Hey, quiet. I'm 2 beers in.
That's contested
enough.
French.
All right. So, whenever you guys are ready, okay? I just want to.
Sean, what is in that box back there?
We were born ready.
What box?
It's a Sensi warmer for his eyebrows.
Yeah. Hey, that's exactly what it is. A Sensi warmer. Very good, Brad. All right. So, hey, Brad's up 20 points. It's like holy smokes, and we only have 4 questions. All right,
Brad's
here
so
we go.
Canadian right now. It's crazy.
All right. So, if you're on the ice and you hear somebody going, "Man, his flow is great," what are they talking about?
Hair.
Oh, Reed, 10 points. Bam.
Brad, why couldn't you be quicker than that?
I don't want to win. I didn't want to win, but I want to be a bunch of silence. So I waited for you to start to say something.
All right, here we go.
Struggle I have with wanting to be right, but also not wanting to win. Like it's real hard. It's real difficult.
All right. This is going to get progressively harder as we go on. All right.
God, I hope so.
Percussively harder. Got it.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Shoot the biscuit. What are they talking about?
What?
Shoot the biscuit. Hey, Jeremy with 10 points. That's right.
How dumb does Sean think we are in real life?
How? What else are you gonna shoot in hockey?
All right. Hey, that guy's going on with his tarp off.
This is if you just watch Letterkenny, you're gonna know that one.
Oh, who has it?
That Jeremy already said it.
What
jersey came out? Yeah,
tarp off, jerseys off, shirts off. There we go, boys.
Yeah,
wow.
Tarps off, boys.
Why would you just call it a sweater like a grown-up?
yeah.
No, man.
Brad, that's showing your actual hockey acumen though, because
all right. Well, right now
everyone thinks it's jersey. It's not really a jersey. They call it sweaters.
Again,
and they call it dressing
six
rooms.
favorite sport, and here we are, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a tie though. We can't leave it at a tie. Brad, you got 20?
Did you prepare a special tiebreaker question?
I do have one. Can you imagine?
God.
Yeah.
I bet the answer is going to be Wayne Gretzky.
That's a
All right, here we go.
If we all just guess what the answer is and he just reads the question.
All right.
Sean's panicking. He's like, "What was my other question?"
No, I got it. I got it right here. All right. What is a Gordie Howe hat trick?
It's a goal, an assist, and a fight.
Damn it, Reed. Yes, but now you tied. So now we have a three-way tie. Well,
and that's how we're going to end it.
That's how we're going to end it. We have three great Canadians right here.
I saw the opportunity. I wanted to.
There you go.
We're all American as fuck. That's the end of this.
Right. No one wins.
That's how good America is. We know more hockey about the Canadian than the Canadian thought we did. So you couldn't stump us with hockey questions, Sean. We all answered everyone perfectly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Jerry was here because tarp off. You guys would have been lost with tarp off. It's like
no,
geez.
Reed had it.
Yeah.
Reed just didn't answer it. That's all. Just sitting there.
Because we were playing for a tie.
That's how great America is, Sean. We're able to manipulate your game.
Stick together. That's how we get here.
How comes I feel like, as the only Canadian here, I still feel like that Simpsons episode there, like, I'm from Canada. They think I'm slow.
You should feel like it's a South Park episode is what you should feel like.
South Park.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's it. Jeremy,
watch yourself.
Always appreciate talking to you guys. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for being here.
Love you guys. You're the best.
Love you guys too. Sean, always a pleasure talking to
you.
It
is a pleasure.
Brad, stop sharing your journal.
Yeah.
I haven't cried like that in a long time, and I shared it with Nicole, and then she fucking cried, and then I read it again, and I cried. It was,
Listen, man, that was some real thing. I was going through that in that moment, and I'm just glad it came back, all those years later.
It's so cool seeing your daughter, older now, and looking back, you guys can still share that.
Yep.
I wish I had the words you did.
Yeah. Well, you will.
I might just steal yours and change all the names.
You should. Make it your own. No one's gonna know. That's how Americans do. We rewrite history, right? That's how it works.
Fucking act.
It's very true.
Next time, be good or be good at it.
Righto.
You've listened to the podcast, but now it's time to visit us in our virtual sports bar. Get all of our info at guysbeersports.com, where you can find all the ways to connect with us. Watch for live conversations with Brad and Sean that happen throughout the week, and join in with your favorite local beer. You can share your thoughts in the conversation comments with your own uploaded videos, or even join us as a guest live commentator. The GBS Virtual Sports Bar is open for business. Come on in, boys and girls.